for the young or the young at heart. We'll take either one, right? So that should be fun. Also, I'm thinking of starting the Bible study up in the afternoons as well as the evening one that we have. I'm looking for interest on that to see how many people are interested in it. I have a couple of people, but I would like to have a couple more that would say, hey, yeah, I'd like to do it in the afternoon as well. We could do it maybe around 1 o'clock and some day that would be good for you. So just let me know if you would like to participate and what day is good for you as well. We're going to have a booth at the downtown night there in Elkhart Lake, and that's tomorrow. So Josh is kind of in charge of that. Is there anything you'd like to say about that? Or?
No, we're going to have donation available for water available for a donation, and otherwise just sharing some information about our churches. And so if you have a chance, stop by or encourage others.
Okay, great. And the Chamber of Commerce wanted me to announce that they're still looking for dessert. So if you want to make one and bring it to the Chamber tomorrow before the event, I think regular business hours, if you want to drop it off there, I think they're selling that for the Chamber of Commerce as well. Also notice the first day of confirmation coming up on the 6th. Going to be here at St. Peter. That's where we're going to do our classes this year. We did them all at St. Paul last year. So if you have any students involved with that. That September 6th is also the informational meeting there for the parents to come as well and kind of figure out what we're going to be doing for the year. So that would be a good one to attend. Also then our summer joint service is on the 27th, and that's going to be at St. Paul with a potluck following. So be sure and bring a dish to that. And there's the date in there, August 25th. If you have something you'd like to get to the newsletter there to Judy, then let her know on that so that she can get that in the bulletin for us for the weeks coming up. Yes?
Also, the Atrium Nursing Home in Plymouth is looking for folks to help bring residents to the county fair on Friday, September 1st. It's just for a few hours, and the more people they can get to help with wheelchairs and that kind of thing, the more residents can get out and enjoy the fair.
Okay, and so just contract the Atrium there if you're interested in that. Any other announcements or questions? Or okay, if not, let's go to our call to worship. My son, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commands in your heart. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them on your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. Trust the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. Please turn in your hymn book to number 72. Thou art worthy, thou art worthy, thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory, glory and honor, glory and honor and power, for thou hast created as all things created, thou hast created all things, and for thy treasure they are created, thou art worthy of thou art worthy, thou art worthy, thou art worthy, O Lamb, to receive blessing, glory, honor and power at the Father's right hand. For thou hast redeemed us and ransomed and cleaned us by thy blood, setting us free. In white robes arrayed us, kings and priests made us, thy are reigning in thee. Thou art worthy, thou art worthy, thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory, glory and honor, glory and honor and power. For thou hast created, hast all things created, thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they are created. Thou art worthy, O Lord. Thank you. I'm going to give you a chance to shake hands with someone that you haven't greeted yet as you come into the church, and just take a moment to shake a hand and say hello. All right, you may be seated. I think if I let you, you could go for a while on that. It's good to greet each other and be friendly. That's awesome. I'm going to ask if there's any kids today that would like to come up for a children's message. Why did you like Mrs. Carter? She was nice. What about you guys? Was she a nice teacher? Yeah.
Mrs. Schmidt.
Yeah. What did you like about Mrs. Schmidt?
She taught me for 2 years in a row.
Okay, so there was good consistency there. Yeah, I'm thinking about a lot of teachers that we have. And we're going to think about a teacher that we sometimes learn from in the Bible. And a teacher that we heard in Bible school, if you were there, who did 2 of our days, we heard about him. His name was David. Do you remember David in our Bible school at all early on? Yeah, what did we learn about David? Okay, well that wasn't really good in Bible school, but that's true. Good fight for life. So we have 2 days that we talked about David. We talked about David on the first day when we talked about creation. And there's a lot of Psalms in the Bible that talk about creation. That's not the only place you find it isn't in Genesis. There's a lot of Psalms that say about God creating the earth and the world. So we read a few of those. And we also talked about David and Abigail and that story as well. But today we're going to talk a little more about David. trying to teach us something important. He's trying to teach us not to be afraid. Why is David a good teacher when it comes to not being afraid? What did David have to do? Goliath. Would you be scared if you had to fight Goliath? The Bible tells us he was over 9 feet tall. Okay? That's pretty tall. So now you imagine, if he's 9 feet tall, how big is his spear? That's probably pretty huge. So if you were to throw that spear at you, what do you think would happen if he hit you? Yeah, it wouldn't be pretty, would it? So he's a big guy, dressed like a giant, he has all this armor on, and here comes David. He has no armor and just a few little spears. Why? Do you remember the story? Why didn't David have armor?
Because it was too big.
It was too big and too heavy, right? But Saul said, I'll give you my armor if you go and fight Goliath, and he tried it, but he couldn't wear it. So he thought, well, I'm going to be better off with this. Why do you think David wasn't afraid when he saw Goliath? Why? Because God was helping him, all right. And, there's a famous point in the story there where David says to Goliath, you come at me with a sword and a spear, but I come at you in the name of God Almighty, whom you are defying. The word defying means that he was saying bad things about him, and he was saying God couldn't help him. But could God help him? Yeah, what do you think? It only took one little stone, didn't it, to hit Goliath? And do you think that was a miracle? Yeah, that was pretty amazing, huh? And God helped him in that difficulty.
Crazy.
Yeah. So when David says to us, I'm going to teach you how to trust the Lord. Do you think he's a good teacher? Yeah, that's pretty important. People can't teach what they don't know, right? You probably had a few teachers that didn't know the subject they were trying to teach. That didn't go well, did it? I had a teacher that was trying to teach me French and didn't know much French, so consequently, I only know a few phrases. So David was a good teacher. And hopefully, as we're learning more about God, you're going to learn a lot about how you can trust Him more and more. And that's one of the great lessons in life. Do you think the adults need to know that they should trust God too? They already know. You think they do? I think it's a lesson we forget, isn't it?
No.
Sometimes we forget that God is with us and that God is for us. And so that we have to remember that, right? Right. That's good. Can you say that verse out loud for us?
If God is for us, who can be against us?
Right. That's the verse they learned in Bible school. If God is for us, who could be against us? And that's what the verse to remember.
And there's a song about
Yeah, there is a song.
it. That's my favorite song.
Your favorite song. All right. Thank you. It's kind of like fishing, huh? All right, go sit down, please. Great. Have any praises or prayer requests today? Yes. Well, we have.